I'm Aliana Gomez.
And I'm Alicia Vitarelli. Sunday on FYI Philly.
Stars of Broadway take center stage.
We can't stay here, Chicago's too hot.
As we shine a spotlight on the arts in Philadelphia.
Some of this is top secret.
Go backstage with the actors.
There it is. As they prepare to take their show on the road.
Oh, you saved me.
Plus, learn about programs fueling future stars.
And action.
Hey everyone, and welcome to FYI Philly. We are inside the beautiful Academy of Music.
One of the historic venues for the arts here in Philadelphia.
Ensemble Arts Philly is the organization that harnesses the power of the arts in our city with incredible venues just like this. And of course, the Kimmel Center for the Performing Arts.
Among others. Yeah. And we are going to preview all they have to offer over the next 30 minutes.
Starting with an incredible slate of Broadway shows being brought to Philadelphia. The Broadway Series is a must-get ticket for anyone who enjoys shows presented at the highest levels of theatrical artistry.
We have an amazing mix of new programs, popular classics coming back.
Each of the shows is staged in one of three historic theaters.
The Academy of Music, the Miller Theater, the Forest Theater.
Chicago's too hot.
Philadelphia always wants the best of Broadway close to home.
I said you wanna be starting something.
Broadway kicks off 2025 with a music icon taking center stage at the Academy of Music. MJ the Musical tells the story of Michael Jackson.
It's an honest retelling of Michael's story.
The show visits the King of Pop as he prepares for his 1992 world tour, Dangerous.
There's a TV interviewer who takes Michael through history of his life leading up to that point.
Before he was 10, he was all but supporting his family as this incredible superstar. And as he goes through his life working with his brothers and becomes the pop sensation of Thriller.
You can't win.
Capturing the essence of Michael Jackson on stage is carefully choreographed.
Put a little spice on it.
It's basically its own version of a style of dance.
Yeah, there it is.
It's not just, here's the moonwalk. It's more just using what was Michael's style of dance to help tell his story.
It's paramount. The movement quality of the person playing Michael Jackson brings you back to when you first saw him move.
As Michael Jackson's rise from childhood star to global icon takes the stage.
We start to see Michael Jackson's effect on the world around him and him discovering his own power beyond just music and writing and dancing.
And Juliet flips the script on a classic.
What if Juliet didn't kill herself after Romeo dies, and the adventure that she goes on?
It's a musical featuring a hit list of pop anthems from Swedish producer Max Martin.
He's an incredible superstar in the music world.
He's written hits for everyone from John Bon Jovi and Celine Dion to Britney Spears and the Backstreet Boys. Rachel Webb plays the role of Judith on Broadway.
But in the spring, I will be your Juliet.
She took us backstage at the Stephen Sondheim Theater where And Juliet earned 9 Tony Award nominations.
I get to wear all these beautiful costumes. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous, right?
Inside the wig room,
Knock, knock. Come on, Philly.
each piece is designed with the character in mind, but also the person under the wig.
Based off of the actor's personality.
Being able to express myself and also represent my culture.
As the retelling of Juliet's story takes an empowering twist.
How she goes to discover love, but also discover herself.
This is the first touring production for And Juliet.
It's a blast. I think people will love it.
From New York City, on Broadway, And Juliet is coming to the Academy of Music in Philadelphia.
Some Like It Hot is a new stage production of the classic 1959 Billy Wilder film.
It's been very much updated.
The new script was co-written by Matthew Lopez and comedian Amber Ruffin.
It is more reflective of the real world, and it's so much fun.
The big band music of the original is still part of the show. As hijinks ensue when 2 men go on the run after witnessing a mob hit in 1930s Chicago.
We can't stay here.
Really fun romp. They decide to join a all-women's band.
Very physical dance, a lot of great tap dancing.
The show earned 13 Tony nominations during its Broadway debut in 2022.
Going to see a Broadway show invites people to the possibility that they can be anything they want.
Amber Ruffin was also part of the team that updated The Wiz.
We were told to shoot for the moon, and we did.
The Wiz is a retelling of The Wizard of Oz from a different perspective.
Come on, Dorothy!
The Wiz is a black version of The Wizard of Oz.
South Jersey native Nadja Hayes is part of the ensemble on Broadway.
The Wiz was my Broadway debut.
The iconic stage production influenced a generation of young people.
The Wiz did so much for me.
It was really inspiring to watch black people have so much fun on stage.
The music is a collection of memorable tunes. And the set design is massive.
We have a very wide range of dancing throughout the show. Hip hop, some African dancing, a lot of jazz.
As Dorothy, Tin Man, Scarecrow, and the Lion make their way to see the Wizard.
You are all you need. Whether you are listened to or not, you are valid.
They all just realized that what they needed was within themselves already.
The season concludes with an epic adventure.
Life of Pi is the story of Pi Patel, who is making a voyage from India to Canada. Pi's family owned a zoo in Pondicherry. He is involved in a shipwreck and is trapped in the middle of the ocean.
Pi is trying to survive in the ocean in a lifeboat with these 4 companions. One of them is a Bengal tiger and one of them is a zebra, and how he tells the story in his mind.
A film of the same name was also adapted from the award-winning novel that sold over 15 million copies worldwide.
It's a play, but it has that extra measure of these incredible puppets and incredible storytelling.
The animals are so lifelike and amazing, you kind of forget that the puppeteers are even there, and you really get wrapped up in the story.
The puppets were created specifically for the show by Finn Caldwell and Nick Barnes.
Because most of the play takes place in the ocean, they have an aesthetic of driftwood or found object, and you will recognize them as zebras and giraffes and hyenas and tigers, but they're beautifully handmade.
The show earned 3 Tony Awards for its innovative storytelling design.
The show is one of the most beautiful shows I've ever done. It's also one of the hardest shows I've ever done.
For the puppeteers, bringing the animals to life is physically taxing.
Someone on all fours bent over inside of the puppet, moving around while there's another person working the hind legs in a crouched position, following that person around, and then there's a person on the outside holding the puppet up and operating the head at the same time. It's important to me to broaden people's view of what puppets can do.
Themes of tenacity and determination come through as Pi endures the unforgiving elements of the ocean.
It's about how Pi basically finds within himself the courage to survive.
There is the power of belief and perseverance. There's the strength of family and how close they stay with you.
You're going on the journey with these people as they tell the story, and that's something that I think Broadway does better than anything else.
This season also features classic favorites like Come From Away. The show is based on true events after 9/11, when planes flying across the Atlantic had to divert to Canada.
A town of a few hundred people went to a town of almost 10,000 people, literally overnight.
The residents of Gander, a small town in Newfoundland, welcomed the stranded passengers.
About 12 actors playing all these different characters. It fills the Academy so well.
A reminder that we are all part of one global family. In the 30th anniversary tour of Riverdance, some troupe members weren't even born when the show originated.
This generation of Riverdance have grew up wanting to be an Irish dancer because of the show.
When I first saw Riverdance, it was on TV, and it just blew me away, and there was that instant obsession. It's very intricate, complicated footwork.
We can have like between 25 and 30 dancers on stage at once. Imagine the Rockettes, but doing Irish dancing.
The performance shares an amazing story about culture told through dance.
We show the story of the Irish people immigrating to America. They meet all these new cultures, and then a new generation return home to Ireland to show what they have learned.
If you're interested in tickets for those Broadway shows, you can find more information at 6abc.com/FYI.